It's not working because I've got it in play mode, so I need to press that. I'll take a picture of you lot, look. Right, so I'll put it in record mode.
You do know you can't see through that lens, it only works this way.
Yes, of course.
Right.
Okay, we've got something brand new, have you, mate?
Newish, yeah.
There's something new. What's going
I'm sure
on?
everyone that if you still watch that propaganda machine in the corner of the room, or if you get
Live Vision.
Yeah, or if you get your information from the internet, you'll know that what they're doing now to help the unemployed is making them go down and sign on every single day.
That's going to cost everybody a fortune.
Well, I hope they're going to pay them for the bus fares and that. But
and their lunch.
Oh yeah, but on top of that, they want. We all know there's not that many jobs out there. They want them to go and look for a job, and yet, as I was on the way in to meet you today, I noticed this. Look.
Young job hunters fight just to get an interview.
So we've got all the young
fight
that are leaving school, wanting work, and they can't get an interview. We've got all those that perhaps have, for whatever reason, have not been able to find work, and they're being hit in the pocket by having to pay bus fare into town and back to go and sign on every day.
Hold on. So, if you don't go to the job centre every day,
sanctioned.
What will happen? Sanctions. So you'll get your money taken off you, your entitlement.
Yes. Yeah.
They call them benefits, don't they?
Yeah.
And then people are going to be
starving. Yeah,
starving.
Yeah. So just like we mentioned earlier about the fuel companies, the Department of Work and Pensions, run by that Ian Smith character,
that mass murderer.
Yeah, is trying to kill more because there was one in the I read the other day, yesterday in fact, where a guy really ill, they sanctioned him, so he shot himself because he couldn't feed himself. This is what they want. It's got to come to an end.
It's got to stop. I mean, these people are sick, mental. They're. Now, I want to ask a question, my dear friend.
Okay.
If I was to, say you were out of work and I owned an employment agency, right, and I said to you, you've got to come to my employment agency every day, otherwise I'm just going to let you go home and commit suicide. If you don't do what I say, what would you call that?
Well, that would be
slavery.
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 And you would be responsible for anyone's death.
When you're forced into doing something against your own free will. So we need to call number 10. This is 10 Downing Street. We need to speak to the Prime Minister or somebody in so-called authority that knows what's going on and ask them.
None of them are in authority.
We'll ask them, if am I obliged to if I don't do what the government says, will you force me against my free will to do what you say?
And of course they will.
If they say yes, you know, are you aware that that's slavery?
So
the question is, are you aware that that's slavery?
Have you got an example of that?
What, of slavery?
Of them wanting you to do something and you saying no and then forcing?
Yeah, well, council tax for one.
Yeah.
If you don't pay it, they issue you with an invitation called a summons, don't they?
Oh, we covered this in the Rushcliffe video where we went in and they referred to us as customers. Mm-hmm. And I pointed out, well, if I went into a shop and I decided not to buy anything, then I wouldn't have to pay anything.
No.
Now, if you're calling us customers, then you want to give us a service and we don't want it.
Yeah.
Then we have the option to say no, thank you, and not pay for it. But you then force us to pay for it. So that is, again, slavery.
That's slavery. When you're forced to do something against your own free will, because we're not free, but we do have free will as game players on this illusion of planetary game sphere. It's fantastic, isn't it? This illusion of reality. Things actually feel solid and real. But if they didn't, it'd be a bit rubbish, wouldn't it? Mm. So you're forced into doing something against your own free will. We need to call somebody in so-called authority and ask them, are they aware that they're forcing people into slavery? I thought slavery had been abolished.
Ah, well, no. Only voluntary slavery is still allowed.
Oh. That's a big problem, isn't it?
Mm.
I wonder who's controlling all that.
Well,
it's not good, is it?
No, but whoever it is, their time is coming.
Do you want to be enslaved? Do you want to be enslaved by our servants? It's time to ask them.
It's time to make sure they know.
It's time to ask them, should they be deceased? Deceased? Should they desist and stop?
Well, it's got to come to an end.
Do you want to be a slave? Do you want to be a slave? Because I don't.
I'm not being a slave.
Why should you be forced to do something against your own free will.